Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beverly. I do things planner related. If you're new here, welcome to the hot mess. And if you're coming back, you already know. So today is Wednesday. We're just catching up, seeing how things are going. I am still not really planning having a planner, so to speak, as in the normal sense. If you watched my last video, I burnt my planner system to the ground. I got rid of everything. And let me clarify, I didn't get rid of everything. I packed everything up and I removed it from my house to kind of give myself a little clarity on what I actually needed, what I actually wanted, and how that was going to play out. I have a system that I plan with. I have a monthly, a weekly, a daily. It filters the information down for my poor ADHD brain. And then I have lists. So I'm a big list maker. I have a checklist for everything. And I have a master to-do list, a monthly to-do list, and then a weekly to-do list in order to, again, filter all that information so I don't get overwhelmed. And I have to keep that, because if not, it's very overwhelming for me, for my brain. So I've been using this little planner. This is if you weren't here, this is a traveler's notebook string that I had on a miniature chic sparrow I've had for years and years, and it fit over this. So I just put it on here to kind of keep my pen in place. But this was a week's sterling ink planner. I cut it down to pocket size, or, well, kind of pocketish size. And I've been using it ever since. So, and it's honestly, it's been working mostly. There are some things I'm missing, and I mean, those are obvious things that I need to bring back because I am missing them and my brain is missing them. So, you know, this kind of emphasized the important things and what wasn't so important for me. And I've really learned that in this last week that I've been doing this, is really what I actually need and what's really not needed. So updates for this. So this, did make it a little pretty. This is a dashboard. I had made it from Canva, and it was in my A6. I cut it down and I laminated it, and I just stuck it here on the front to kind of give it a little spice. This is my word of the year. This was also a dashboard in my A6. Again, I cut it down and laminated it and put some vellum on the back of it. This is from Kitty Zombie Co. That is now something. But anyway, so I've had this for years, back when she had physical product. This is what my monthly is looking like. Oh, this was a card that I got from somebody from a order long ago. I don't even remember who it's from. And then I stuck 2 rose petals from my husband's roses that he bought me for Valentine's Day this year on the back. And I've been using it to mark February. My February to-do list, this is the few things I had left when I came into this and kind of got rid of everything else. So I've been using this kind of as my weekly and monthly, and you can kind of see exactly why it gets a little overwhelming. You know what? This is a little shadowy, sorry. So maybe that'll help. All right. Sorry. You can kind of see why it gets a little overwhelming. This is a little much for me. I don't have a lot going on this week, thank goodness. But like a lot of appointments like I have in the past, but this gets too much. Like I see too much. I need to just see this week and the things I need to do this week. I don't need to see what's coming. I need to focus on what's this week, because I have a tendency to worry about what's coming and not what's in front of me. So that's why I need a weekly, and I haven't had having a weekly, and I've been kind of missing that. So weekly is definitely something that I have to have. Like I said, it really filters down my information. I future plan as it comes, but mostly I future plan on my phone. I mean, I don't whip this out to make appointments. It's all on my phone because it's a shared calendar. So no appointments go on here like first. They all go on my phone first. Then they filter down to here. So anyway, that's why all these future things aren't done. I fill them out pretty much as I go. Because I had a little booklet that I was using for this, with this, if you saw it in the last video, but I kind of let it go because the list that I need to keep that like for reference, I've just been putting on Post-its, and then I'll just stick them in here until I don't have to reference them anymore. If it's something permanent, I'll just hold on to it until I figure out what my system is going to be and what that's going to look like, and then I'll transfer it into that, kind of like my final decision. But I needed somewhere to keep my weeks. I was keeping these on the outside here, and they just got really beat up, and they were coming off. So I was like, I got to make like a little week area. And so this is my weekly to-do list, and these are my weekly trackers of things to do. So like my cleaning and my personal stuff. And just to kind of keep it protected in the book so that it doesn't look like this. But anyways, something I'm also missing is kind of a rolling weekly with the Alistair method, because I tend to move things from day to day. And I kind of miss that, so that's something that's definitely going to have to come back. This is just my meal plan, and it's kind of an afterthought, but I keep it there for reference, so I just know what meals I have available. So, but a weekly task list with a Alistair method is definitely something that my brain is used to. I've used it for years and years and years, and so that's something that's definitely going to have to come back. This is just some information for my doctor's appointment. This is my recurring bills. I just keep my bills here, and then this is on cards, like, not cardstock, but it's heavy pound paper, and I just stick it in here loose. I keep this usually in my whatever planner I'm using. I draw it on a piece of paper and use it like this, but I kind of like that I keep it here. I kind of like that, so I might continue to do that, so I can keep it on my day-to-day or my week-to-week at least. These are some extra Post-its that I had, but this is where I'm keeping my check registry that I usually keep. This is kind of a dashboard for my monthly, my daily mood, my no-buy. At this point, that is obsolete because January and February ain't nothing but a buy, because I've been in such turmoil. So I bought planner things and things like that. So anyway, my measurements, my weight tracker that I had, those are just on Post-its, so it's easy to do. And then I've been keeping these Post-its that are this planner size, so if I need to make a list, I can. It's a little more room. And I just keep them clipped on because they have a tendency to come out because they don't sticky good, because I've had them forever. I did mark my my February and my week just to make it easy to find. Just because I didn't want to have to keep flipping. So, and that's why I put my February on my month, my February to-do list on my month, because I kept losing it. So now it's all together and I can find it pretty easily. But it's been working out, and I just keep my pen here. And then because stuff tends to, you know, fall apart, I been keeping it tied together. And this is it. So this has been my daily to-dos and lists, kind of brain dumps. Sunday, I made a packing list. That was Monday. Tuesday, today's Wednesday. So I did all this. I went through and made a list of all the lists that are trackers that I was keeping in my other planners. I went through and made a list and kind of where I want to keep them or what I want to do with them. Do I need them? How do I want to keep them? And then I was breaking them down and kind of journaling about it, so it's kind of covered for privacy's sake. But anyways, so I've been working that out to see kind of how I want to move forward. My goals, I didn't set goals this year. I wanted to set habits, and I did a whole video about how I'm not setting goals. And I don't want to call them goals because they're not really goals. They're kind of how I want my life to be. I want to set up my life that it's what I want it to look like. And so these aren't really goals. It's kind of what I want in my life. So for myself, I want to increase my strength, increase my spirituality, and help my mental health. And then how I kind of want that to look. And then this will turn into the habits I want to create in order to get that. There's no real number to it. There's no real like end game. You know, like if I reach 30,000 followers, then that's the end game. Like it's not that. It's just how I want my day to day to look and why. And I kind of skipped this work at the beginning of the year. I just knew what I wanted it to look like and kind of a general of how I wanted it. And I had all these habits I wanted to create. I was trying to create them all at once. And obviously none of that happened. January and February have been kind of a trial month for me for 2024. It's been really rough. Like I've been sick on and off, and we've had a lot going on in our family. So it's just not doing. So I kind of started from scratch, and I want to kind of move on from there. Like it's just sometimes when you burn the whole thing down, you just start over. Like I build it from the bottom up. I mean, that's like a control burn in the forest. You kind of burn it so that it can regrow, and that's kind of what I did, and that's how I'm looking at it. And that's kind of how it's been going. I can tell you that this won't stay. This is not going to be a permanent thing for me. This is not how my brain works naturally. There's a lot of things that are missing here. So my brain is still not happy with this setup. But it did let me see what's a necessity, what's a have to have, what's a requirement for me. And then I can go to wants or what's pretty or whatever. Like the extras, the side of the meal, if you will. But and I'm sorry about my voice, but again, the plague is upon us again, and I'm over it. But this has kind of reset my whole thinking and how I want to move forward with this. So it's been really great, but I'm definitely missing some stuff. And I got to figure out how to work that back in while I'm deciding what I want to move to next, because I definitely will get another planner. Sorry, that's my computer turning off. I have some stuff that I ordered, and I'm looking at some stuff, and I'm trying to decide on where I'm going to go with it. and what I think will work best with what comes out of this work, what comes out of here, you know, and how I want my information to flow back and forth for me, and how I want that to look. So, yeah, that's basically been it. And I'm not going to say I haven't been productive, because I absolutely have. I've gotten a lot of work out of this, a lot of productivity. I've been a lot more on top of my stuff, even without a fancy planner. But this does show me that I can just go back to, I don't think this, but probably a book of some sort, that I don't need everything. Like, I don't need everything that overwhelms me. Like, when I was in the rings, I wanted to stuff everything in there because I felt that's what I had to have in there. And I felt without all that stuff, I really had no business being in rings. But I think that comes from the fact that, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm a bound book girl. I always have been. I probably always will be. I will have to have some kind of bound book in my life. Some kind of bound book planner. That's what I'm most comfortable in. That's what feels like home. So, you know, I have to keep that in mind too as I go forward. So, I encourage everybody to maybe not do this to this extreme, because I probably, it probably wouldn't work for everybody, because everybody plans differently, and maybe you have a lot more going on that you have to track and do. But I went years without all that tracking and doing. So I think I can continue to do that. Like, I don't have to track every single thing in my life. There's some things I like to track, and some things that, you know, I would want to look back on, and it would give me information to help me. But not all the stuff I was doing is going to do that. So for me, if I'm going to track it, it has to be some kind of functional out of it. There has to be some kind of information coming out of it. It has to be useful. It has to be useful. Not just to track, because that's the fun thing to do. So I learned that about myself too. So that's it. This week's going pretty good. I don't know if I'll have one up on Sunday. I'm going out of town for the weekend, so there may or may not be a video Sunday, but there will be Monday if nothing else. So I hope everybody has a good week. I hope you have a good weekend, because I probably won't talk to you till then, unless I see you on Instagram. And I'm trying to still limit my scrolling over there and my YouTube videos. I was off on Monday, and that did not happen because I was on the couch, just, you know, on a day off, doing nothing. So definitely scrolled. But I'm trying to, you know, cut that down. Then I'm sure that will help also. So I hope everybody has a good week. Have a good weekend. And until I see you next time, bye.